Hello, time travelers. Welcome to part 2 of my How I Lost 100 Pounds and Kept It Off video. This is my look of disapproval. In this video, I'm going to mention some stuff that I didn't go over in part 1, as well as go over some stuff that people asked about in the comments of the part 1 video. It has taken me a while to come out with this video for a few reasons. First reason, I wanted to give it some time for the comments so I could determine what was going to be in part 2 video. And the second thing was all the writing, but then life happened. But at least I'm getting it out because these videos are going to be in my library for everybody to check out, and I can always refer to them and send them to people. Part 1, the once, Keto Snacks. And I apologize ahead of time if my eyes are going down because I'm going to read my script to make sure I don't miss anything. You can have a keto snack that is branded like this on the label under the following conditions. 1, it has safe ingredients. And here are the safe sweeteners. Stevia and monk fruit are the best because they're both natural. Your body actually breaks them down. Erythritol and allulose are not necessarily natural. They're made by fermenting corn. They give you some gas and bloating if you have a whole bunch. I mean, like, make yourself a giant bowl of pudding, and I do sometimes. But allulose is better. It's newer. Whatever. 2, make sure your keto snack does not have any of the following bad ingredients, and it's not limited to this list because I recommend you do your own research and look at other videos. But here's a couple examples anyway. Saccharin, acesulfame, aspartame, poison, maltodextrin, evil, and there's more, like I said. I recommend starting with watching this Keto Connect video about sweeteners. Link in the description what sits below. Although allulose is a good sweetener that wasn't out back then when that video was made. Number 3, you use keto snacks only during weight maintenance, not for weight loss. During weight loss, you're going to have to be more strict. If you like this video already, go ahead and click like now. It's something to do with the algorithm or whatever so that YouTube knows to promote this video to other people and it really helps out the channel. Thanks. Moving on to number 2, how I upgraded / improved my workouts over time. I started actually doing push-ups on my knees and just a few squats and some crunches. And that was basically it. I did those workouts for over a year and a half. And then I started doing real push-ups on my feet. And sometimes I do the regular kind, and sometimes I do the kind where you bring your arms in and keep them by your sides, and which some people call them military style push-ups. And I did both so that I could work both my biceps and my triceps. I added planks like a couple years later, and sometimes I had protein shakes after my workouts that helped give me energy to do whatever else I had planned for the day. And then when I was talking about planks and how I liked staying in one position, a coworker / friend told me about yoga, and they sent me a video about hot yoga, and I watched that a couple times to where I memorized all the positions I wanted to do. Again, the link is in the descriptables. I recommend watching it. Hot yoga changed my life. And warning, TMI moment, cover your eyeballs and plug your nose and listen to the next part if you think you're strong enough. I got a yoga mat because not having a yoga mat, it makes for a sweaty carpet, and then I have to smell it when I'm trying to do my push-ups. Yes, it's technically an upgrade for me, so I love my yoga mat, and it took me forever to do the research to find a good one, and again, link in the descriptables below if you want to check it out. I also got a pull-up bar, which helps me, get a couple workouts in randomly and get my heart pumping. And if you feel like you want to check that out, I also have that in the descriptables below. And I also got, you probably can't see it, a smartwatch. And I'll tell you why. And it's actually really helpful and important. And here's another one I used before this one, because a friend sent me this one. This one's super cheap, but I recommend you get one. And I'll tell you more in a moment about different smartwatches. What you want to do is find your max heart rate. Because work out super hard, find out what your max heart rate is. And then find your resting heart rate, just when you're chilling and sitting around. And then find your 80% of your max. And when you do your workout, you go up to 80% for like a minute or two. and then you rest. And then you do that again, and then you rest, and you do it a third time, and then you rest. That's what's called doing your sets or whatever. And if you guys want to improve or add upon what I just said, please put that in the comments for other people to learn and discuss with you about, okay? But like I said, I was going to talk about different watches. I did a video comparing 3 different smartwatches that are all really affordable, and you'll be surprised that the cheap ones have really, really good features, the features that you actually need. So click the card if you want to see that. Maybe finish watching this video and then click the card, you know what I mean. Now section 3, other drinks besides just drinking boring old water. You can make an electrolyte drink using only these ingredients. I don't have them memorized. I remember a few, but I use a recipe card. It helps you when you're hungry because normally you get electrolytes from food. It's just snake juice that I learned about on this other guy's channel, but I warn you that he throws the F-bomb around a lot and whatever. Again, link in the descriptables if you want to check out his video. All I did was add maltodextrin-free Kool-Aid and stevia to his recipe. Later, I'm going to tell you why maltodextrin is so evil in another section. So I drink lots of drinks, not just water, even though my body thinks it's just water, like Glacier vitamin water because it's sweetened with stevia and erythritol. I like seltzer waters like Bubbly or the generic Kroger brand, and other ones that taste really, really good when you put a couple squirts of stevia in them. I also drink a lot of Zevia sodas, and those are already sweetened with stevia. They're my absolute favorite, actually. And the last thing I drink, which I only have a couple every now and then, is flavored tea that I brew to fit exactly into my used vitamin water bottles. And I make a bulletproof decaf coffee sometimes when I'm hungry. And the ingredients, sometimes I'll put butter, sometimes I won't. But tablespoon of butter, tablespoon of heavy cream, a scoop of MCT powder. MCT stands for medium chain triglycerides. If you want to know more, just punch that into YouTube and do a search. Unless you want me to do a video on it, then I will. Maybe that'll be part of my part 3 video. I also put in some fiber into my coffee and stevia squirts, and that's it. Sometimes when I want less fat for the day, because I'm balancing my macros, I'll use unsweetened vanilla almond milk instead of heavy cream. I make all kinds of shakes. In the beginning, I tried spinach and kale. Kale was a little bitter for me, and then I did spinach a lot, and I discovered amazing grass, green powder, and it's like 2 squirts of stevia per scoop of that stuff makes it sweet. And then I get either unflavored or chocolate or vanilla iso pure that has stevia as a sweetener, but the unflavored isn't sweetened at all. I mix it all together with some other things. Again, I'm not going to go super into details. If you're curious about that, and I know a lot of people are asking about it, ask me in the comments. And now a message about our sponsors, you guys. I don't really have sponsors because I'm a super small channel, and if you like my content, I'm really like a tech/comedy/vlogging channel, and my diet stuff kind of falls under my vlogging. So it's not diet stuff all the time, it's just every now and then, because I like to share my story with others because it might help them. If you like that kind of stuff, go ahead and click subscribe, and right next to the subscribe is a little bell. If you don't change that, YouTube won't notify you. Sorry, it's not my fault. I don't control it. I don't make the rules. All right, now part 4. Apple cider vinegar is hacks. Check out this article. 6 health benefits of apple cider vinegar backed by science. Just gonna briefly go over it. You guys can click it in the descriptables below if you want to read it. It helps in weight loss. It reduces cholesterol. And I think they're talking about stuff that gets built up in your arteries. It helps lower your blood sugar levels, which blood sugar is one of the things you got to keep under control in keto. And improving symptoms of diabetes. It can help kill harmful bacteria, blood sugar levels, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you, I had this like 3 to 5 times a week back when I was first on keto because of helping my stomach settle down during the keto flu and stuff. And then later on, I didn't have to have it as much, but if my stomach was kind of upset or whatever, I would have a tablespoon. Some people mixed it with a glass of water, and me, I was just like, yep, it's awesome. May boost skin health. It's a lot of May. It's also a great ingredient in some recipes. So For example, I make a keto pizza that's really amazing. You can click the card if you want to see how I make my keto pizza, but I use the apple cider vinegar in the pizza sauce as well as in the crust. Part 6, the evil that is bread. Let me preface this. Yes, I understand that as humans, we have been eating carbohydrates and breads for like 10,000 years. But the grains that we have been eating currently in society have not existed for 100 years. They've existed for less than that, is what I mean. Because they've been hybridized, they've been modified, etc., to make more volume. And without going all into it, the gluten is all screwed up in it. The starches are too high, carbohydrates too high. And basically, if you think the food pyramid is a good idea, then you need to do some more research about stuff that doctors have been discovering. They're all over the YouTube, trust me. And I have one thing to say about all these miles of aisles of bread in the stores. Be gone, drug dealer. No, seriously. Carbohydrates break down as fructose. And fructose has to be pushed through your liver and converted into body fat before you can even use it for energy. Bread makes you fat. So think of it this way. Your car runs on gasoline, right? So even if you don't have a car, or if you have an electric car, I'm sorry, I'm gonna use this. Go with me here. You go to the gas station and you have two choices. You have gasoline or you have crude oil straight from OPEC, straight from wherever it came from, pumped out of the ocean or whatever they do in those oil rigs. That's what you want. You're gonna put that in your pure petroleum tank thing instead of buying the gasoline that could be burned by your engine. And then you're gonna let your car sit there for 2 hours and convert that into gasoline before you can actually drive anywhere. That's what you're doing when you're eating bread. Think about it. Bread has to be stored, bread has to be converted by your liver, put into your body fat, and then you have to go into a starvation mode or ketosis, whatever you want to call it. Then your body kicks into ketosis. Do not act like your body does not do into ketosis. Everybody's body goes into ketosis. Unless you're up 24/7, you're snacking every 20 minutes, your body goes into ketosis. Once you're in ketosis, it converts that body fat back into ketones, puts that in your blood, and you can use that as energy. The next time you think shame upon someone who is addicted to something, just think about that bread sandwich you just made. And just to think about the fast food that is made out of good things like protein and fat, basically the meat and cheese and vegetables, and then they stick bread on it with sauce that has sugar in it. Despicable. Despicable? Whatever. Bread. And I don't even crave it anymore, actually. But a friend recently bought some low-carb bread for me to try because of the ingredients and having a bunch of fiber, but there was something sneaky in the ingredients. More on the evil of maltodextrin later. Other me caught me trying the bread, and then there was a scene. What's that? Bread. Gasp! Nom nom. It's keto bread. It's made out of wheat protein isolate. But other me said, at least I could do is make a sandwich. At least you could do is make a sandwich. Bread. I had some fiber to help counterweight whatever carbs I just ate, even though it was low carb, because I was hoping I would just poop it out. Hopefully I'll just poop this out. And I was just going to have like one slice and then let my son Charlie eat the rest. But like other me suggested, by planting evil thoughts in my head about having a sandwich, I had thought, oh, I got stew in the fridge. I toasted the bread. Make it toast. And got some of my chicken stew out. And I made that sandwich. Hey, past me. What? So you made a sandwich with bread. It's a stew sandwich. Made with stew and sour cream. But little did he know that his or my past would about to be his future have his, sugar cravings come back to me because of the evil of maltodextrin. Check out this article. Dangers lurking in our food. Maltodextrin. Maltodextrin, have you ever seen this on the label? You may or may not have, but more than likely you have consumed it a lot of in your lifetime. So what is it? It is a sweet carbohydrate food additive that comes from primarily corn or rice starch. The problem with insulin is that it is a growth hormone. It allows tumor cells to grow more rapidly and causes hormonal imbalance in the sex hormones. Ew. Another reason that you want to avoid this dangerous food is because the extra sugar in the blood from this evil additive causes insulin to take the sugar and store it. I bet you can guess where that might be. That's right, fat! Moving on. And maltodextrin is in most breads and noodles and stuff like that. And I remember just 20 years ago, I didn't see maltodextrin in the ingredients of things. But the thing is that all that sugar coming from the maltodextrin and the glucose and the fructose that you get from carbohydrates gives you a high dopamine response, which is addictive. Dopamine is okay, it's your body's mechanism of rewarding you for eating something. Like, good job, you can stop eating. But you get too much from these things. Tinfoil hat, maybe that's why the food manufacturers put it in their stuff. Because it'll make you want to buy more. But you can make this thing that I call mug bread, or you can call it keto bread. I don't care. And the ingredients are all safe because you control the ingredients. You can make mug bread, mug cake, cheesy bread, etc. And if you quit bread for 2 weeks, you won't crave it as much. So one serving that takes 5 minutes to prepare isn't really a big deal. Trust me, it only takes 2 weeks to quit bread. You get the cravings or whatever for the 2 weeks, but then it's gone. I learned the best standard recipe from a video by Keto Connect. Yeah, I've referred to them before, but here's another one. I recommend that you check out that video and no, I challenge you. After watching this video, check out Keto Connect's video and make some 1-minute microwave bread, which is what they call it. Do it. You can modify and experiment with the recipe. I've made a wheat flavored kind, a half coconut flour kind to get a different texture, you know. Some chocolate kind is pictured here with these eggs. You can grill it like I'm doing here with tuna and cheese. You can toast it and put on butter and keto friendly syrup. Just make sure you check the ingredients of your syrup. And, you know, for more info on bread, check out What If You Stop Eating Bread for 30 Days by Dr. Sten Ekberg. All right, section number 6. Well, that last section was a while, but I really had to get you off of bread. But section 6 is about tracking your food. Just use an app on your phone that lets you put in your meals. You basically want 2 things. You want it to calculate based off of your age, your weight, your height, and your sex. So when you install the app, if it's not asking you those things, or it doesn't have a menu where you can put those things in, it's not going to help you. The second thing is you want to be able to scan barcodes and it gives you the right macros, like amount of fat and carbs or whatever that the nutrition facts on the back of the package say. If it's scanning and it's getting the other stuff, then it's a little more difficult. The third thing you need it to do, and you could just scan whatever food you have in your fridge or your cabinet, is tell it you ate that, and it should have a meter or a bar showing your fat, your carbs, and your protein. Once you have those 3 things, putting in your personal info about your body type and what kind of food you ate, and it showing you what your total things are, then you'll be able to make sure all of those are under every day, and you don't have to think about whether or not you're allowed to eat something else. You're like, oh, I know what I can eat because I got this much protein left, or I got this much fat left. Oh, I actually have 20 more carbs I can eat. Let's go make a mug bread. Even though mug bread's like 4 carbs. You know what I mean. Here's the 2 apps that I've used. Atkins Carb Counter and Meal Tracker. That's the one I actually lost the first 100 pounds on. Actually, I lost the last 60. The 40 before that was just brute force working out. And the second one I've tried is Keto Manager. And for me, Keto Manager was a little bit easier. And when you use these apps, there's a way you can trick your mind into thinking you've eaten more than you actually have to like help boost your weight loss. And that moves us into section number 7. This many. Trick your mind. So a couple years ago, I was at my cousin's house for the holidays, and I wake up on the couch and she's like, you want anything to eat? And I'm like, nah, I'm keto and intermittent fasting. I don't have to eat till dinner. And she's like, no, I really want to make you something. So I had some bacon and some eggs, and she offered some kind of yogurt. I looked at the ingredients and I made sure that it had good ingredients and its sweetener was stevia. So I'm like, cool. So I scanned it with my phone, but I told it that I had 1 serving size, and the serving size was a half cup. But instead of eating a half cup, I ate a 1/4 cup. Hacks! What I was doing is giving myself room for dinner later, you know? And it worked. And I use that same hack all the time whenever I'm eating with someone. Yes, eat keto as best as I can and only eat half of the serving sizes. So here's some simple tricks for hacking or tricking your mind or whatever. Use the carb counting app and get used to how to use it. 2, check the carb counter app before eating anything to help you decide what to eat. You will look at the fat, carbs, and protein levels for your day in the app to make sure you don't go over. Number 3, limit how often you eat food with others because they will tempt you. I'm not saying just completely cut it out, but you need to manage it. Number 4, when you do eat with other people, only eat keto-friendly ingredients. Trust me, you'll get used to what ingredients are safe. It's not that hard. Number 5, for the things that bring the fat, carbs, or protein higher for your max for the day, eat half, but put a full serving into the carb counter so that you trick your brain. And now for the ending/outro. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you. Watching the video all of the way through is one of the hidden ways that helps out a YouTuber, because algorithms. Please comment below if you've enjoyed this video, or if you have some ideas you want to share, or a success story that you want to share with everybody. I plan on wrapping up this video in a part 3 video, and the comments are going to help me figure out what direction that video should go in. Besides that, I'm currently working on a 30 days no sugar video, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that. Now, this is the awkward part of the video where I point aimlessly in the air and say, watch this other video or subscribe or click or whatevers. So, if you're on keto maintenance, or if you're not even on the keto diet and you want to try something super delicious, check out my video for how to make a jalapeno popper casserole. If you want to see how to make my homemade keto pizza, check out this video. And here's the subscribe button, what's it? And here's my music soundtrack channel that you could check out if you just want to chill and listen to some music. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.